For me, bargain doesn't mean just dirt cheap. It's that price-quality ratio. So a bargain can be anything from a great $12 Cabernet all the way up to some of the Pinot Noirs, which are always expensive. You can find tasty ones that are $30, $20 that are still what I consider a bargain. So it's that basic price-quality ratio. Are you buying something that tastes twice as expensive as it costs? The range that I look for is in the $10 to $15 range, sometimes up to $17, but I think within that price range you can find some terrific bottles. You know, there's more competition than ever in the liquor store shelves. There are new countries, new wineries popping up every day, it seems, in terms of you know, who's trying to get your wine dollar. But also at that price point, I think the winemakers have invested enough in cost that you are getting some good quality in the bottle, but you haven't gone up over, say, you know, $30, $50, where you're starting to pay for intangible factors like rarity or prestige or collectability or a high critic score. So Chile and Argentina are terrific sources of great value-priced wines because they have some natural cost advantages. They have inexpensive labor. Their land prices are not expensive either. They always have a good vintage. Year after year, it's always sunny and warm and the grapes ripen, unlike you know, cooler climates like Canada or France, where you have to battle mildew and rot, and that increases your cost of production. So that's one region, but there are lots of others. Another key insider tip that I really like is to look at wine-producing countries that have a great reputation, but go down south. So if you look at France, we know Bordeaux and Burgundy tend to be very expensive. But if you go down to the Languedoc region or Provence for its dry rosés, you're going to find some terrific wines. And then similarly, if you look at Italy, Piedmont and Tuscany, you're going to pay up. But if you go down to Sicily, you're going to get some terrific wines. And I think twinned with that is look for the less fashionable grapes. So Cabernet, Chardonnay, regardless of where you are, you're going to pay up. But if you go with lesser known grapes like Argentina's Malbec, Chile's Carmenere, Sicily's Nero d'Avola, I know they don't seem as familiar, but once you get to know them, you're always going to be saving big time on your wines without giving up the taste. Well, I think during the holidays it's really festive to bring a bottle of bubbly. And you don't have to pay $50, $60 for champagne because a lot of other countries these days, Spain, Italy, and Canada, produce terrific bubblies for like half or even a third of the price. When I take a gift of wine, I don't expect it to be opened. When I'm the hostess, I open it. And so it really is up to the person hosting the dinner party. He or she may have already planned out all the wines with the meal, and in which case, you know, it truly is a gift that you don't expect to drink. One of the things is, though, say you've got a special bottle and you've schlepped it all the way back from France or wherever you've been, and you really would like to share it with the host that night. Call ahead and say, I've got this bottle, do you think it would go with what you're cooking? Because I'd really love to share it with you. And make it explicit, but I would also bring another backup bottle that is more of a gift. Yeah. One of the wines that I keep recommending over and over again is Alamos, which is made by the winery called Catina in Argentina. And it is a fleshy, robust, full-bodied red wine. If you like Cabernet or Merlot, you'll love this Malbec from that winery. It's only $14. You really can't go wrong. Another favorite wine is from Chile, and it's from the winery Errázuriz, which I know is a mouthful to remember or to pronounce, but once you get used to it, it'll become a favorite brand, I'm sure. They produce a really terrific Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, I know I said you pay up for Cabernet, but when you're getting it from Chile, because of those cost advantages, you will get a bargain. So it is about $15. For me, it tastes like $30, $35. It's fantastic. Pair it with like a juicy steak or prime rib or any hearty, robust, flavored meal. It's amazing. Again, I'm back to Chile again with Carmen Chardonnay. Buttery, round, rich, perfect for roast chicken or pasta in a cream sauce. It's a beautiful pairing. It's just $13. I think, you know, what we produce here in our own backyards is fantastic. And so it's no longer, the right decision to choose Canadian wines. It's a delicious decision. Le Clos Jourdain Pinot, this one, they make a range, is $35. And some people look at me and go, that's not a bargain. But I think it is. Because if you try to get the same level of quality from France, Burgundy in particular, which is the home of Pinot Noir, you are going to start at $50, $60 and easily go up over a couple $100. So again, bargain is that price-quality ratio. And I think it's worth really exploring the wines we make here, even though they are not going to be bottom-of-the-barrel pricing, so to speak. Yes and no, to be definitive. I think that what we're trying to do is balance the flavors, textures, and weight that are in our glass and on our plate. And so, yes, a juicy steak will go with a robust Cabernet or Malbec. Similarly, that Carmen Chardonnay, lovely with roast chicken. But I think, cooking has changed and wine has changed and our tastes have changed. And so these days we're experimenting a whole lot more with different combinations. For example, I love a spicy dish with a really zippy Gewürztraminer or Riesling, nice, bright white wines. Similarly, I love planked salmon with a Pinot Noir, red wine and fish. There's breaking the rules right there. But because that's a fairly meaty, flavorful fish and a very light red wine, they actually work together quite nicely.